Welcome back to another Blue Protocol video. In today's video we'll be taking a look at the Outer World, or the starting questing zone. More specifically, the Asteria Plain. So that was the introduction, your first time stepping out of the city, and then here you're getting a notification on the different types of enemies and icons you may encounter while exploring the Outer World. As you can see, I am level 1, so I'll be going through footage from level 1 to maybe 16, just showing you different parts. And now that I can finally try out the combat, and this attack looks a little funny, but you're charging up. Now, what you're seeing here is just me gathering some type of mineral or ore. If you ever see anything like that out in the world, it can be gathered. This is how the camera looks when you target an enemy, but it's also something you won't see me doing much of after this. So yeah, I was just trying to get familiar with the combat and what it's like to kill a bunch of wolves. That was a very simple quest, so I went back into town and I turned it in. And to answer the question for those who are asking, are you locked into a class once you choose it? No, you can change classes at any time. There is an NPC, if I recall, in town that allows you to switch. So you can bet that you're going to see players playing at least 2 classes each. I started with the dual axe class because it seemed to be the most DPS focused melee class, but you best believe I'm going to be using the sword and shield as well. Just going to give you a few glimpses of the town, but you can see that it's much more populated than it was in my first video. So going back out into the plains, I decide to kill a few piggies. One thing to note is that this game is not open world. Some of you may get a little sad hearing that, but I want you to know that while playing this, you're never really going to feel like you're confined or restricted. You're never going to feel like you're inside of a tiny world or map, except when in the dungeons. But when you're out in the world, the map size is so massive and there's so much to explore, and this is just one part of the map. So all these areas, I believe, belong to the Asteria Plain, and just exploring one part of this area is like, holy shit, this is huge. So that's the thing, even though it's instanced, you don't really feel like it. If you've played Final Fantasy XIV, you know that some of those maps are humongous, and in most of them you don't really feel like you're confined. You don't feel like there are walls, though they do exist. And here I'm just taking a moment to look around. There you can see the town. So even though there is an invisible barrier that kind of try to make it realistic, like you can see across the ocean to where you came from. And now it's daylight, so we get to see what the Asteria Plain looks like during the day. So I'm just running around here killing the same shit that you've seen before, and this is because we're in the same part of the zone. We haven't really left it. Most of my quests have been repeated here. Now I'm running outside of that and I'm coming across different enemies. And then here, I discover a goblin and try to fight it, but I'm not really having any luck. As you can see, I'm not doing much damage. So I'm like, oh wait, let me get out of here because I am not ready for this zone. And I think from here, I pretty much focused on completing quest and upgrading my gear. And now it's back to nighttime, except you can see I'm actually taking on these goblins. Now sometimes I get a bit close to dying because I'm biting off more than I can chew. One thing that kind of annoyed me while playing was, I guess, the enemy's line of sight or area of sight, because it seemed like I just aggro damn near anything I walked past, like even if I was kind of far away. So I constantly had groups of goblins on me, even though in some of the clips I'm showing it doesn't seem like that. But I just remember this, that sometimes I couldn't really just relax for a bit without another goblin spawning and coming at me. Now I'm level 12 in these clips, killing more goblins. I mean, so many goblins. In this clip you can see that it's starting to become daytime, and I found this little house here, I guess, and this isn't the first one that I stumbled upon. There was like another little small town in the map and there were NPCs, but in this one there weren't any, and I just kind of was like, okay, this is cool. And here you'll see that I am fighting enemies with another player. I can't remember if you get credit or not while attacking the same creature as someone else, even if you're not in a party. But this is one of my favorite parts right here, okay? So you can see that I am in danger, and I'm trying to run away, because if I take another hit, I am dying. And then all of a sudden this player over here shoots something at me, and it's a healing skill, and it has a pretty big AoE, and it starts to heal me. And right here I was just like, whoa, that's so cool, because I haven't really experienced this too many times in games. So sure, in MMORPGs you have healer classes, and sometimes players can just target you and heal you. It's happened before. But the way that this game feels, because I don't know if you're getting the vibe from watching it, but it's like you're on your own little adventure. And even though it's anime themed, obviously, it's been so long since a game world has made me feel immersed. So you feel so immersed in this game because the atmosphere is just that good. The user interface isn't cluttered. I just think the way they set it all up helps with that immersion. Here I am caught in my own problem, like, oh fuck, I'm about to die, and didn't even think that another player would see me and try to help like that, and then go back to their own thing. It's like, oh, guy's dying, here's a heal, good luck. In other games, I usually feel like you're so much more restricted, like people won't help you unless you're in a party or they know you, at least help you with small things like this. It always feels like there are just some type of restrictions or certain game rules you have to abide by to help each other. And in this, it just felt so seamless. This might be the dumbest thing I've ever tried to explain in my life, and I don't know if I'm doing a good job of explaining it, but this moment was pretty cool for me. If what I'm explaining didn't make any sense, I totally understand why you would think this is dumb as shit. I think while questing, I had a lot of trouble trying to find out which items I was looking for or which enemies I had to kill, and I use Google Translate a lot to read over quest descriptions, but even going through this footage, sometimes I'm like, dude, how did you do that without translation? Like in the last video, I put a potion on my hotbar, and I did it as if I could just read Japanese. Maybe this is just from playing so many foreign games back in the day, because I don't really do this much anymore. But when I started this channel, that was like something I always did. But yeah, this is the outer world, or the first open questing zone location of Blue Protocol. And I think this was the only one available. Now, one thing you probably won't see in this video that you'll see in others, and I'll show a little clip right here, this is a world boss, and I didn't get a chance to fight one, but I will link this video in the description below so that you can actually see what it's like for a bunch of players to come together and take down a world boss. But yeah, just go into this footage. It's pretty cool to relive this experience because I haven't looked at this since mid last year. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and the next one that I cover will be about dungeons. And until that video, I will catch you all in the next one. See you soon, friends.